Plot twist! At age 1, my past life memories suddenly crashed into my tiny brain, reborn into my bestie's favorite romance novel. The glorious heroine totally crushes the wicked villainess and marries her dreamy duke. Happily ever after, right? Except for the dead villainess, who totally deserved it. Then the lovebirds pop out, 2 kids swimming in endless bliss. But wait! Inside a creepy moldy tower, someone is dramatically weeping. Oh, my dearest Duke! Even the squeaking rats judged this pathetic vibe. Yet, the tragic sobbing endlessly continued. "I miss you!" she wailed endlessly. "Am I totally erased from your heart?" She aggressively sobbed into her hands. "My Duke!" Meanwhile, tiny baby me wailed beside her. Plot twist! I am not the protagonist's cute kid. I am the evil villainess's baby. Hilariously, my very existence ruins their romantic ending. Because the scandalous truth is, Mom was the Duke's first wife. 3 lovey-dovey years vanished when the maid arrived. The Duke fell hard. They sparked a spicy secret romance, shattering my mother's poor heart. Caught red-handed, the cheating Duke just whispered sugary romance into his new lover's ear. "I love you, Eunice!" Mom ground her teeth, completely flabbergasted by this messy soap opera. Rejecting this drama, my betrayed mother fought like crazy to reclaim her cheating husband's heart and her shiny Duchess title. Sadly, plot armor favored the heroine. The Duke called Mom's love pure evil scheming. He locked her in this dusty tower. But surprise, she carried his baby. Cue the tragic heartbreak. Staring out the window, Mom sobbed pathetically. My Duke. Oh, my Duke. Watching her dramatic crying, I sighed. This infamous villainess, my mother, wasted every waking second, obsessing over her toxic ex, barely remembering to feed me. She constantly wailed for him, like a broken record. My Duke. Ugh, so cringe. Why obsess over literal garbage? As the bad guy's baby, am I stuck here forever? Who reincarnates into trash-tier romance? Can my tiny sanity survive this melodrama? Thankfully, time flew by in our spooky prison, like a hyper puppy. But the moment my little legs could waddle, we were separated. The grand villainess was just a tragic mess, her beautiful face completely ruined by ugly crying, still pining for her trashy ex. Oh, my beloved Duke. My tiny heart ached watching her pitiful state. Yet, even as they dragged me away, she only cried for that stupid Duke. Next stop, the super sketchy Imperial Orphanage. Cue the dramatic gasps. Oh my gosh, is that the evil baby? My trashy tower life upgraded to orphanage bullying. Everyone glared at me. The villainess's kid. She is definitely evil. What a pest! Let us starve her. She will easily survive. They ruthlessly bullied a literal toddler, spitting the most venomous, hateful gossip. The Duke wants her dead! Honestly, I ignored their dramatic threats. Resisting was totally pointless. I pouted. At least my crazy mom fed me. I swallowed my pride, surviving this drama. Without my adult past life brain, this cruel bullying would literally have me ugly crying every day. Boom! I turned 6. A grumpy lady furiously glared at me. What? Giving me attitude? Evil just like your mom! I simply stayed quiet. Ignoring haters was my survival superpower. I was completely numb to their toxic drama. Fighting back wastes energy. Still, this life sucks. I faked a pathetic sniffle. I am sorry. Suddenly, the orphanage director noticed the chaos. The bully panicked. Director! But that absolute coward just rolled his eyes, casually whispering, "Keep it quiet and nobody cares!" Thanks to that trashy boss, my torture officially continued. Zero regrets from these villains. But right as I accepted my fate, a shining angel arrived. A gorgeously sweet girl. Unlike those orphanage demons, she showered me with kindness, healing my bruises. "Our Daphne is so adorable," she cooed. My icy heart totally melted. She smuggled yummy snacks. She radiates pure mom energy. I giggled with joy, munching secret treats. She totally spoiled me. Such maternal affection, she scoffed. This orphanage houses absolute lunatics. Peace? Absolute luxury for a wicked villainess's unlucky spawn. Goons randomly kidnapped her. Excuse me, why the creepy tower? A guard smirked. Time for Mommy's farewell tour! She instantly translated his toxic garbage. For my sake? You literally only simp for your hubby. Still, crying earned snacks. Her warm hugs magically paused my tragic, lonely reality. Fine. Behold my face. Better leave a cute visual for her sad afterlife. Guards groaned. Wrap it up! Daphne gasped, totally spooked by her mom's ghostly bedridden state. Always pasty, but wow! Weakly, she still chanted her ex's title, Duke, literally suffocating, yet painfully simping for her romantic male lead. Jaw clenched, feeling super grossed out. Waves of pure, bitter annoyance shockingly surged. I tanked endless abuse, yet zero maternal love? What a massive, heartbreaking scam! That trash Duke ditched us! Wake up! Still, she gently grabbed Mom's bony fingers. Simping for a deadbeat until her dying breath. Mom just cried endless, useless waterfalls. 24/7, playing the exact same broken record. Oh, Duke! Dragged away, she coped. Relatable? I am totally clingy too. Cue the epic parting speech. I am Daphne, self-named icon, she smirked softly. Gorgeous choice, right? Mom's glassy, near-death stare offered zero feedback. Classic unbothered behavior detected. My gorgeous eyes screamed daddy issues, obviously triggering her terrible romantic flashbacks. Squeezing tighter, she desperately clung. Got it, Mom. Quivering, she added. Motherhood lacked romance. Just a total Duke fangirl. The lady stayed blank. Noted for my trauma diary. Smirking bravely, she squished the fragile hand. Cancel your suffering, Mom. Nap forever. Mentally adding, stop waiting on that deadbeat loser. Go find your ghostly chill zone. Seemingly clicking, she wheezed. Suddenly gasping, salty drama flowed down her tragically sunken face. Awkward silence hit. Startled, she screeched, Mom! Her own tragic waterworks finally activated. Mommy! Blankets instantly covered the unlucky lady. Little Daphne dropped her grand finale. Bye, Mom! She craved extra morning minutes, but a grumpy night rudely yanked her tiny collar. Mom! She yelled stubbornly. The icy guard growled. Tour is over. Unacceptable timing, honestly. Her peepers are still half open. She flailed wildly, desperately milking the dramatic scene. Her tiny chest hurt. This messy visual is my absolute last VIP mommy ticket. Looking extremely grossed out, the guard snatched her. Move your tiny legs, kid! Pouting sweetly, she chirped, Mr. Guard, what happens to Mommy? He completely blue-screened. Shocked, she gritted teeth. Did you assume this 7-year-old lacked basic morbid lore? The thug totally glitched. Well, smirking evilly, he spat. Hellfire awaits her, she frowned hard. Wait, a demonic timeout? He gleefully doubled down. Exactly! Act like a perfect angel, or else you, brat! Or join Mommy in flames, Daphne blinked. Wow, the sheer audacity of this guy. Mentally snorting, she thought. Bad? The cheating lead couples literally started this entire trash fire. Did Mom really earn this tragic demise and a one-way underworld express ticket? Also, why the awful service? Icy glares pierced her. Pure hate or just bad comedy? Fact check. 0 people care about the freshly orphaned main character in this gloomy room. Salty tears brewed. Mom officially locked in as the ultimate historical wicked villainess. Meanwhile, I am practically scheduled for an identical, ridiculously violent game over screen. Plot-wise, tomorrow brings my fatal beatdown, punished via genetics. What absolute garbage writing. Meanwhile, the rude guard kept violently towing poor Daphne. Walk faster, he aggressively barked. Tripping over absolutely nothing, clumsy Daphne kissed the dirt just as the grand entourage arrived. Death glares pinned her down, the gossip mill whispered. Ew, is that the trashy kid? The villainess's little gremlin, they laughed. Daphne fumed inwardly. The real ugly monsters are you guys. Suddenly, an overly dramatic gasp echoed. Oh heavens! Ula sprinted over, screaming her sweet name. Daphne's puppy dog eyes sparkled with hope. My savior, Ula! The maid patted her messy head. My poor baby, okay? She whipped around, unleashing her spicy maiden fury. You heartless statues just watched her fall? Daphne swooned at this fierce protection. Look at these scraped knees, Ula wailed dramatically. We must rush to the orphanage for first aid. Daphne's romantic delusions crashed. Wait, the what? Back to Doom Central? Am I scheduled for a tragic beating today? She stared blankly, sweating bullets. The plot promised my death, but forgot to RSVP the killer. Ula smiled far too sweetly. Actually, a special guest awaits. Daphne tilted her head like a very confused kitten. A guest! Ula beamed ominously. Just then, an absolute mountain of a man blocked out the sun. Who is this dramatic giant? She gulped, as his cape fluttered like a shampoo commercial. Staring at this devastatingly handsome stranger, she blinked. Who is this hunk? He suddenly barked at a trembling knight. Whose kid is this? The guard sweated bullets. The man flaunted twilight blue hair straight out of a romance novel. Piercing golden eyes, godly jawline. Wait a minute. Those sparkly features perfectly matched her own cute face. Plot twist! Daphne's jaw dropped. The impossibly hot man glaring down at her was her deadbeat dad. She shrank like a wilted flower. Why is he here? He literally despises my entire existence. Quivering, she strategized. He is my VIP ticket to survival. If this hottie leaves, I am totally dead meat. Ula shoved her forward. Surprise, Duke! It is your daughter! The icy man blinked. Daughter? The knight squeaked. The crazy villainous Freya's kid! The Duke's gorgeous face twisted in absolute hilarious disgust. What a buzzkill! Daphne squeezed her tiny, trembling fists. Must charm the grumpy Duke, or face tomorrow's game over! No way am I dying yet! She threw out adorable grabby hands, mentally screaming for her life. Gulping, she squeaked out, Daddy! But the cold-hearted statue totally ghosted her, snapping, Not my kid, bro. Her huge eyes watered. He glared back at her matching violet hair like she was week-old trash. Unbelievable, he scoffed. That crazy ex hired thugs to hurt my true love. Being broke, she sold her own dignity, right? Daphne's inner child bawled. His melodramatic cruelty pierced her tiny, fragile heart like icy, romantic comedy daggers. That brat is sketchy. Who knows what random DNA she has? How dare you claim she is my royal blood? Awkwardly, the knight dragged out her mom's corpse, sweating profusely. Boss? Lifting the spooky blanket, the Duke sighed in annoyance. Yep, she is completely dead, right? Flipping his gorgeous cape without a single tear, he casually ordered, just toss out the body somewhere. Wow, harsh. Yes, sir, the lackey saluted, totally abandoning the cute, stunned toddler in the dust like yesterday's garbage. His only grand appearance was literally just to fact-check the demise of his crazy, villainous ex-wife. Peak male toxicity. The ugly sheet flopped back over Mom's face. So overly dramatic. What a miserably depressing end to a toxic romance. Daphne squeezed her chubby fists. Welp, that is her karma for playing the villain in a romance novel. Dead-eyed Ula dragged the kid away. Pouting intensely, Daphne mentally prepared herself for the absolute worst-case scenario. The spooky, haunted-looking orphanage gates loomed ahead. Even a random crow screamed in total mockery. Boom! Inside, Ula totally chucked her hand away like a dirty tissue. Daphne blinked, completely shook. Auntie Ula? Ula facepalmed, dropping her sweet-made act for pure, unadulterated sass. Ugh, I literally cannot anymore. Dropping the ultimate bombshell, Ula whined. I only kept this brat alive for a fancy promotion. What a scam! She rolled her eyes into another dimension. Worst investment ever! I played babysitter hoping for a mansion ticket. Daphne was absolutely gagged. So her loving kindness was just a sneaky hustle for royal cash? Mind totally blown, Ula leaned in, looking like a comic book villain. Seriously, this entire plotline is so annoying. How do I profit now? Daphne's sweat dropped. Moonwalking away from this absolutely unhinged gold digger? Who is this crazy lady? As if on cue, spooky orphanage kids swarmed her, giggling like absolute gremlins. Big yikes! The bratty chorus began. Heard your villain mom kick the bucket! Everyone knows she was pure wicked trash. Daphne's eyebrow twitched violently. Fists balled. She fumed inwardly. What a cliched nightmare, but making a scene achieves nothing. Best to gracefully ignore these little gremlins. Spinning on her heel, our heroine marched away. The ankle-biters kept yapping. Running away already? Guess the spicy rumors are completely true. A sudden bombshell made our girl freeze entirely. Rumor says your own dad offed your mom. True? Wait, huh? They gossiped like reading a bedtime fairy tale. He totally locked her in that creepy spire. Yep, until she perished. The venomous roasting continued. Your papa ditched you both. He definitely despised her enough to ghost his own family. She totally deserved it for being super evil, right? Daphne stood paralyzed by the sheer audacity, yet the bratty onslaught persisted. You must be a little villainous too. Toxic apples drop near the tree, Daphne scoffed entirely. As if, we are hardly comic book villains? Annoyed tears blurred her vision. She gnawed her lip, desperately swallowing her dramatic sighs. They are utterly wrong, but throwing a tantrum is bad form. If I explode now... Wait, why exactly am I playing nice? Time to rationally assess this mess. First, these pint-sized punks are cheerfully roasting my late mother. Whatever, they are just clueless rugrats parroting silly gossip. I should just act gracefully mature. Sneaky footsteps crept up alongside a dramatic scoff. Seriously? A raven-haired bully leaned close, smirking wickedly. Enjoying your tragic sob story? Daphne's inner sassy spark flared to life. My tragic story? Even toddlers could spot this textbook villainy. Pure spite. Her rival's nasty grin lacked any cozy vibes. Pure ice-cold sarcasm. The hilariously tragic truth finally clicked. They just despise the evil lady's spawn. Realizing this cliched fate, a surprisingly sassy chuckle slipped out. Ha, whatever. Since when do random extras get to roast the main character? She dramatically flipped her hair. Honestly, my chaotic life still completely outshines yours. The rival extra scowled deeply. What? Daphne's sweet facade wonderfully cracked. Copying that perfectly nasty smirk, she boldly invaded the bully's personal space. She dropped her voice to a spicy whisper. Sure, my tragic mom died, but yours literally just dumped you. That spicy clapback dealt massive emotional damage to the entire room of traumatized extras. Wow, friendly fire! You live in this dusty orphanage too, so why bully your roommate? Play stupid games, win spicy prizes, she mused. Engaging in verbal warfare with literal toddlers is so beneath a future female lead anyway. Whatever, peace out. Pivoting flawlessly, she strutted upstairs, desperately holding on to her cool, mysterious aura. Her lively mind raced. Since my destined doom is unwritten, casually burning bridges with background characters might actually backfire spectacularly. Mid-monologue, a totally uninvited hand suddenly snatched her wrist. Jump scare! Ula's wildly dramatic screech shattered the vibe. My word, what a monstrously savage thing to say to a bestie. Daphne practically got whiplash. Auntie Ula? The caretaker loomed, radiating toxic energy that utterly killed her sweet vibe. Who taught you such spicy trash talk? She totally watched the whole show and intervenes now? Classic adult hypocrisy, Ula barked aggressively. Explain this mess! Are you channeling your evil mother's crazy energy? Daphne smoothly dodged the red flag. Absolutely not. The bratty audience practically choked on their gleeful giggles. Only the caretaker's utterly dramatic nagging echoed around them. Drop the attitude, young lady! She fiercely barked. March to your room and magically fix your personality. The massive door slammed with comical aggression. Her pout quivered. Surveying the gloomy room, it finally clicked. Wow, the tragic orphan trope is brutally, completely real. My wicked mom got utterly canceled. The cold duke totally ghosted his own blood. She dramatically swan-dived right into her ridiculously flat pillow. Ugly, Unglamorous tears spilled out freely. I thought flying under the radar was an easy survival hack, but clearly not. Time for a dramatic ugly cry. Since the wicked mother perished, I am completely flying solo now. Haters roasting my evil DNA, bratty roommates throwing massive shade, and now even the adult NPCs will totally abuse me in broad daylight. The headmaster is completely useless. Who becomes the ultimate tragic sacrifice here? That dark realization made her fiercely clutch her blanket. Heck no! Avoiding death is priority one. I choose survival. Even my infamous mother would totally veto this unglamorous ending. The sunny afternoon vanished. Cinematic golden rays flooded her space. She blinked, wonderfully dazed. Did I time travel? It is literally evening. Aggressive stomping gave her a massive jump scare. Wait, those villainous footsteps are totally heading my way. The door dramatically flew open, revealing the evil caretaker and two bossy henchwomen. Finished reflecting on your spicy attitude? Ula waltzed in, shrugging. I sincerely wondered if visiting was worth my energy. But as the boss lady preached, a delightfully sassy brat requires some extreme discipline. Time for a spicy reality check. She darkly grumbled, aggressively smacking the poor mattress with a terrifyingly loud thud. The hag leaned in, sporting a perfectly wicked smirk. Guess who still hasn't learned her place? Pack your bags for tomorrow's field trip. Getting yelled at by a crowd might just fix that stubborn little head of yours. Bam! The door slammed shut with dramatic flair. Lock her up tight! A gruff voice barked from outside. Okie dokie! Lula chirped with sickening sweetness, followed by the highly unoriginal sound of heavy furniture barricading my exit. My eyes snapped wide open. A field trip? Where is that wicked witch taking me? I panicked. To a literal beatdown! A cold sweat broke out. If I don't ditch this horror show today, I'm totally dead meat. I stared at my hilariously pathetic state-sponsored stash scattered across the squeaky little mattress. Rags, busted shoes, and sad hair ties. A massive wave of, why is my life like this, washed right over me. Yep, absolute garbage. Who would want to live like a tragic heroine anyway? With a dramatic huff, I slammed my shabby suitcase shut. Wait a hot second. Why have I played the sweet, silent victim all this time? Oh, right. Staying meant being with Mom until the end. But classic novel rules, when the villainess dies, her cute kid mysteriously kicks the bucket tomorrow. The cheesy novel's plot echoed in my brain. Soon, a shiny new romance begins. A sickeningly sweet coming-of-age story starring the original main character's flawlessly adorable daughter. Miss Perfect sneaks out of her cozy mansion for a quirky, daring trip to the neighboring empire. She literally bumps into a handsome bestie who becomes her soulmate. Boom! Another perfect, rosy, happy ending. So Mom and I were just tragic stepping stones? Why do those smug jerks get a fairy tale romance while we get early dirt naps? Plot armor for the lovebirds? Heck no. I refuse to play their tragic extra. A delightfully wicked grin spread across my face. What if I add a tiny plot twist? Nah, let's just smash their perfect romance to pieces. Let's see if true love survives my chaos. Fate might want me dead, but a spicy, rebellious makeover is the ultimate survival strategy. I am definitely not dying like Mom did. Grumbling, I awkwardly bandaged my throbbing ankle from my highly ungraceful tumble earlier today. Gotta fix this tragic body first, I muttered, dramatically gripping the edge of the rusty bed frame. 1, 2, I grunted, flexing my non-existent muscles. On 3, the stupidly heavy bed finally screeched aside. Panting like a pug, I wiped the sweat away. Hands on my hips, I glared triumphantly at the dusty secret door. Jackpot! The hidden VIP exit. Thanks to the staff's bullying, I got stuck in a trashy closet that secretly linked to the main storage. Their snooty voices echoed in my head. Oh, the villainess's kid will just ruin the vibe with the other angels. Such a lame excuse. In reality, those lazy hags just wanted to toss me in the trash to ignore me. I smirked at the woodwork. This dump was actually a blessing in disguise. This secret door leads straight into the massive main warehouse. Pop this open, and I am free to ruin some romances. I tapped the suspicious wall. The camouflage was honestly impressive, completely invisible to normal eyes. I plopped back onto the mattress, my brilliant, delightfully wicked gears turning. Time for a quick novel recap. How did part 2 go again? There has to be a spicy spoiler I can exploit. Right! After Mom and I tragically bite the dust, a shiny new male lead drops in as a brooding kid. Mini edgelord tried to assassinate a wealthy merchant. Hilariously, his edgy little plan totally flopped and he got caught red-handed. Instead of killing him, the quirky boss adopted the brat. He grows up into a ridiculously rich, handsome CEO and falls madly in love with our precious heroine. A classic, sickeningly sweet romance trope. Remembering this golden nugget, my genius scheme snapped into sharp, beautiful focus. First step, block the male lead's rich glow-up. If he gets the cash, the heroine's romantic fairy tale is practically handed over on a sparkling silver platter. To totally derail their romance and dodge my death flags, I desperately needed a safe, cozy hideout. Only one option left. So what if I have villainous blood? A smart girl just has to hustle and fiercely prove her absolute worth. And the only VIP who could shield me was the male lead's future adoptive mom, the fabulous Claire G. Benedicto. She didn't adopt that brooding boy out of love. Spoiler alert, she literally just wanted a cute weapon for her own juicy, dramatic revenge. Talk about a tragic backstory. She grew up here, and the two-faced director, her supposed best buddy, literally sold her out to the shady underworld. Like a total girl boss, Claire clawed her way up to rule the fabulous Benedicto Trading Company. Her next step? Completely destroy the absolute trash who ran this wretched orphanage. But get this, the idiot director literally kept all his illegal, juicy black market receipts shoved into a basic desk drawer. That is exactly what the male lead was supposed to magically steal later. I glared out the dark window, a sassy, villainous smirk returning. Change of plans. Tonight, while these fools snore, I am swiping those receipts and ghosting this dump. Time to haggle with the trading boss. She squeezed her tiny fists tight. Deadline. Tomorrow, dusk. A loud bell rang. Daphne practically leaped from her skin. Midnight already? She dressed for stealth, wrapping ragged cloths around her hands and feet. Muffling her steps, she slipped out. Destination! The director office! She tiptoed through rooms. Phew, no guards. Climbing the creaky stairs, she finally spotted her ultimate target door. A locked door meant doom! Heart pounding. She carefully reached for the handle. Unlocked? Daphne slipped inside, shutting the heavy door with extreme, gentle caution. She exhaled deeply. Wait! Her jaw dropped at the absurdly lavish, glittering room. So much bling! Why the fancy stuff? She snooped around the extravagant space. Her eyes narrowed. This shady director was totally pocketing some filthy, illegal bribes. What a greedy pig! But cursing him out would simply have to wait. Must find those papers now! Daphne plopped down at the massive mahogany desk. She yanked the top drawer open. Boring. The second one? Just as useless. Biting her lip, she eyed the final target. Just drawer number 3 left. She grabbed the handle, pulling hard. Stuck! A wave of pure panic hit her. Open up, you stupid thing! She tugged frantically, until she spotted the shiny lock. Oh, come on! Daphne almost cried. A keyhole? Are you kidding me right now? Is my grand plan ruined? A hot male lead would just punch this open. Sadly, my noodle arms cannot. Taking a breath, she analyzed that lazy director. That slacker definitely hid the key close by, skipping those distant bookshelves completely. Needs to be handy. Her eyes locked on a target. Aha! The flower pots! She inspected both leafy pots. That sloppy man was totally left-handed. Left pot it is! Bingo! A shiny key sat perfectly hidden among the dirt. Jackpot! Her heart danced as she dashed back, jamming the silver key inside. Documents galore! Let us peek! But her huge smile instantly melted into pure frustration. I cannot read this gibberish! Being illiterate sucked. Whatever, she would improvise anyway. Grabbing a handful for leverage is fine. Wait, what is that shiny thing? Hold up! An elegant seal rested right beside the messy papers. Looks super important. Ooh, fancy stamp. This must be worth a fortune. She pocketed it instantly. Finders keepers! Suddenly, heavy steps echoed outside. Daphne froze like a terrified statue. They were getting closer. The director? She hugged her stolen loot in panic. Her face paled. If that angry man catches my grand escape, I am totally doomed! Window? No way! These fragile noodle legs would snap like twigs if I jumped. Frantic eyes darted around. Aha! That hiding spot might just save my life. Please work! The heavy door slammed open, revealing the director and annoying Ula. Daphne leaves tomorrow? He grumbled. Ula smirked. Yes, the little brat needed strict discipline. I completely wrecked her! He frowned. Did you kill that purple-haired girl? Basically dead anyway. His tone turned icy. Do whatever you please with her body. Nobody cares. Ula grinned wickedly. Yes, sir. Beneath the bed, Daphne covered her mouth. Wait, he shouted. Daphne nearly passed out. Look here, he yelled. Daphne squeezed her eyes shut. I am so terribly busted. Game over. The man sat heavily, stroking Ula's cheek. You are so gorgeous today. A wet smooch echoed loudly. Ula giggled with a playful, sickeningly sweet tone. Naughty boy. More gross kissing noises. We barely have any precious time alone together. Let us enjoy this. Trapped underneath, Daphne's eyes bulged out. Ew! My poor eyes! A secret office romance? She gasped. Suddenly, Ula interrupted. Hold on 1 second. I despise this gloomy, freezing workplace. The grumpy director scoffed. Since when do you care? Rubbing her temples, Ula stood. Let us find a warm bed instead. Let us go home. But no shop talk at home, he whined. Ula hissed playfully. Anywhere is better than here. Defeated, the director sighed. Fine, let us leave. Click! The door shut. Trembling, Daphne peeked out. Are those annoying lovebirds finally gone? Phew! Coast clear! I almost died from that awkward romantic tension. Watching them cuddle outside, she snapped back to reality. No time for shipping! I must escape! Ready for her flawless getaway? She suddenly froze. Wait, why is this random lamp sitting here? A perfectly placed lamp sat before her. Should this not be locked in the storage room? Wait a second. Oil! A mischievously brilliant spark hit her. I cannot just walk away quietly. A deliciously wicked grin appeared. Fake sleeping body? Check. Cute shoes placed by the door? Check. Please fall for my brilliant decoy. I must flawlessly vanish into an epic, fiery, dramatic exit. A dead orphan ruins their romantic mood. Those lovebirds will definitely scramble to hide the evidence. My genius escape plan is utterly flawless. Adios, freezing orphanage. Time to chase my own romance. Hello, fabulous new life. I will survive, wreck this tragic plot, and flip my destiny entirely. No tragic death for me. With that, she dashed toward her dazzling future.